All right. Hello, internet peoples. You beautiful internet peoples you are.
Hey.
Hey. I'm Brad.
I'm Jacob.
Josh is here. He's not paying attention. Andrea's here.
Yo.
And I guess we're going to talk about Anthem since it just came out relative to us recording this. I don't know when I'll get this up. Probably like 2 years from now.
Yeah. You look back fondly.
But before we get into Anthem, one, if you're listening this far, you made it this far, 10 seconds in, play Anthem. Don't listen to other people.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
I've encountered 2 bugs the entire time I've been playing. I don't know what people are on about.
The only bugs that I say I'll get, I don't even know if it was a bug. I think the servers were just shutting down.
I mean,
that was like day one.
See, I didn't even have that problem. The 2 bugs I've had is my sound goes out, and every once in a while. Actually, only the once so far.
Oh, yeah, the sound just shuts out?
Yeah.
For no reason?
It does it on Xbox, too?
Yeah.
That's weird.
You're just playing, and then suddenly you're just like, did I turn my TV off? No? Okay, it's just...
And I was doing one mission where the scars didn't spawn, and so we had to quit.
There's a whole thing right now where if you manage to get a full squad in free play, no enemies spawn anywhere.
So I haven't seen... Oh, if it's a full squad... That's weird.
Like if all the select, because it's like, I don't know if it's a 4-man or 6-man team that can go into. If you manage to get all of them there, nothing will spawn. No enemies.
That's strange. But here's the important thing.
So just do a private session if you want to do free play.
The tutorial,
or play with a friend.
The tutorial mission was fantastic. Like getting you into that game, just throwing you into the worst possible situation to have you lose. After that, it's the second part of the first tutorial mission where you're on your own. Owen's already your cipher. Did you kill the Grabbit when he mentioned the Grabbit?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, I did, and he doesn't let you live it down to the rest of that mission. Because you kill the Grabbit. He's like, I can't believe you just did that. You probably just orphaned a bunch of Grabbits. And later on, when you're seeing the boss, you're like, holy crap, that's big. And he's like, well, it shouldn't be any problem for the legendary Grabbit Slayer. It's like, he just keeps bringing it back over and over. Like, you're making me feel so bad. And the only reason I killed the Grabbit...
You're a horrible person.
The only reason I killed the Grabbit is because Lori was watching me play, and I wanted to make her sad.
You're such a great person.
I saw a whole thing. It was like a dude was playing on live stream, and he encountered a Grabbit for the first time, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's so fucking adorable! What do I? Oh my god, look at it!" And he looks over the chat, and somebody says, "Press V to pet," and then so he just fucking smashes it with his melee attack. And he's like, just utterly horrified of the atrocity he just committed.
That's all that matters. Like
that's what stream chat's for, is to do
misleading the guy streaming.
Misleading the guy.
But the fact I knew I was immediately into that game for the fact that it would remember something as inconsequential as me murdering an animal, and Owen just doesn't let you live it down. I think he does after that mission, but that whole mission, he's just like, well, maybe I think at the end you're like, oh, let's go celebrate. Maybe we'll go kill a couple Grabbits. I'm like, man, stop! I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Have you guys found the radios in the city?
Yeah, I haven't really.
I found one.
They have they play like the weird little radio drama.
Yeah. There's Detective Grabbit.
Yeah, one of them's Detective Hops.
Yeah, Detective Hops.
The other one is like, it's called the Crimson Lancer or something like that, and it's like a romance about freelancers and stuff.
Yeah, because Kenneth.
I heard
really
that
weird.
there's a really awkward Sentinel girl. I don't remember.
Yes,
what her
Bryn.
name is.
Yeah,
Bryn. That's it. Where she just like got her hands together, just
and
like
she listens to the drama,
and she listens to it, and it's like, when it's playing, when you walk up to her, she will not talk to you till it's done.
And
you have to sit there and watch her awkwardly stand there tapping her fingertips together until the radio drama's done, and then she'll let you talk to her.
Because the map said I needed to talk to her, and I wasn't doing anything, so I left. And then she talked back to the drama. I was like, oh, and I went back.
She's listening.
In that drama, Kenneth, the bartender,
Amal,
so he constantly talks about the fact that he was in that radio drama. He playing Lancer number 2 that died. In
I have
season
not
finale.
been able to talk to him once.
Oh, he doesn't say it to me. He says it to everyone else in the bar.
Oh.
But anyways,
he's always talking to the drunk lady when I'm there.
Yeah, the baker.
Yeah, but she's about to not be drunk.
Yeah, I've already done that. Right. That's the thing. People are like, oh, okay. First complaints about this game. People like, they say it has no story, and they say there's no in-game content. I can't speak for the in-game content. I just started playing the game. If you're already at that point, you're the problem.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been out for like a week.
Yeah.
Well, they were complaining about that before the game came out.
What? How?
Because the people that pre-ordered had it like, what, 5 days earlier?
Yeah.
So, like, within the 5 days, they're already at the end game. And those people are probably the same people complaining there's no story. There's plenty of story, but the side missions actually connect with the stuff you're doing in the main mission.
And you actually have to, like, take the time and not just speed run through the goddamn thing. Like, there's the one person I have to talk to. I'm going to talk to that person only.
I specifically do every side quest I can.
Every time I get back into Fort Tarsus, I walk around the whole place. And talk to everybody that'll let me talk to them, whether they're giving me a mission or not, just talk to them.
I have a certain path I always take.
Like, I got some woman in trouble with the criminal people because I told her to just try to bargain with them. Not just don't just give them your suit. Try to bargain with them. I did that.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been able to play much, so I haven't had the opportunity to like walk around and take time. It's been like, oh cool, I've got like 2 hours. Let's try to do something. And it's so I haven't been able to do any of that yet.
And then in that same thing, I forget it's Freelancer Reese or something. Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, apparently now I'm going with her to talk to the people.
Yeah, I did that
at some point. Do you actually do it?
Yes.
Okay. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was gonna go anywhere because like she didn't ever give me a mission before.
I haven't got a mission from that yet.
But like
you were there.
I mean, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You've talked to the.
We're probably all doing the same fruit.
So coming from an avid Destiny player, I played the shit out of Destiny. I did. I kind of fell off of it because it
Black Armory.
Lost interest after Black Armory.
We just talked about that.
We did. Go to the last podcast to hear that. It was very quick. And then I think the podcast before that we actually talked about it too. So I love Anthem as a concept because it's a really refreshing take on looter shooter thing instead of just because all the other games like you can think of Borderlands as a good looter shooter but that Destiny like the only things that are really different, the core gameplay besides like abilities and stuff that you have is just you have a big ultimate attack, you have a couple of little abilities you can use, you have grenades, you run around, you shoot things, first person shooter. Anthem mixes it up immediately by giving you the ability to try and fly because you always just end up taking off and crashing right into the cliff and crashing down to the ground. I still hasn't gotten old. I laugh every time I do it.
That's how I end every mission. I try to end every mission by crashing and still falling when the mission ends.
I end every mission by using the ultimate I should have used to do the last fight that I just never remember it's there. I don't know
Colossus, if you hit anything while you're flying, falls flat on his face, and it is the most entertaining
thing. It takes him a lot longer to get up to than the other ones. It's
lot longer.
Because you just crash into the wall and he literally face plants.
He falls. It doesn't matter how far he falls flat on his face.
Has to pick himself back up. It's hilarious. But like that still hasn't gotten old. I love that the game. At least I've heard that it changes towards the end game. Like you get like the guns are better than the abilities in the end game. But I love that at least on the first section of the game, it's more based on your abilities. And so it's not just a shooter. Like, if you play the Storm, you're basically just a fucking mage. Like my Storm, I use my blast seal is Ice Storm. It just like I have 3 charges of a little AoE ice attack I can use to freeze everything. And then my I think it's the focus seal is fire is like a fireball. And you can charge it up. And the coolest thing is that thing does some pretty good damage when you charge it up all the way. And it recharges so fast that by the time you because you can just throw 5 little fireballs real quick. But that's my detonator. So I freeze people with the thing and I detonate them with the fireball. And it freezes everything else around them, which I can then hit with the ice again. And then.
That's the combo for the Storm.
Yeah.
Different elements.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't.
No, the combo. So each javelin has their own combo effect. The Storm spreads the effect they were primed with to nearby enemies. So it's like if I freeze you and then detonate it, no matter what element I use to detonate it, you and everybody around you will be frozen when I detonate that.
Isn't that what the Colossus does too?
No, the Colossus literally does big AoE damage. So if I prime you with my fire with a flamethrower and then detonate it with his melee attacks, a detonator.
What counts as a detonator?
Okay, so if you look at your abilities,
everything the Colossus does.
The primer has a little circle symbol, which you can probably look at it. It has a little circular symbol, and then the detonators have it looks like a little mini explosion symbol.
Did I just miss that tutorial somewhere?
No, it does not explain it.
It doesn't explain
that's another big complaint.
It is never explained. But see, all the javelins have their own separate thing. I spoke about.
So I should bring more than one element with me. I'm bringing.
I mean it.
Or can I detonate can I combo with the same element?
Yeah. You could if you had, it does not matter what it is. You can detonate, and it's all about hitting them with the primer and then hitting them with the detonator. So, it doesn't matter. The elements don't matter. Easy. So the Colossus does an actual AoE explosion.
The Colossus, the entire Colossus is basically a detonator. I think the only primer that the Colossus has, is the flamethrower.
Yeah, and that's fun.
So it's like literally everything that the Colossus does is designed to detonate everybody else's shit.
Yeah. So like I freeze the shit when she's running around, and like his melee ability is a detonator, so he just smashes the ground and blows up. So it actually blows up and will kill everything around the comboed enemy.
Is the flamethrower like one of your RB or whatever? So can you get a different element?
Yeah.
Can you get like an ice thrower?
No.
Oh,
no,
or an acid blobber?
That's not how it works.
Wait.
That would be
cool.
What's RB and LB?
Not all javelins have access to all elements. Like the Storm does not have any acid.
Really?
Elements.
Oh, I haven't even thought about that. Is it acid a thing?
Acid. Yeah. Okay, so acid, yes, is technically a thing, and you can prime people with acid. It does. I think it does.
I think it lowers their armor.
Acid lowers their armor, yes, but the Storm doesn't have access to it. But it also counts as a physical. So, like, if you have an inscription that's elemental damage, acid is not an element. It is physical damage. So if you have something that increases physical damage.
The lack of tutorial in these things, like on the gear.
I've
like,
just had to figure all this out.
The fact, on your loot, if there's a little gear icon, it means it only affects the thing you're looking at.
Item.
And if there's a javelin icon, it means everything.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Tell us that. That's what we need to know.
I figured that out reading about the loot complaints. Because...
And, just real quick, just to finish off what each javelin's combo does. So Storm spreads element to other enemies around. Colossus literally AoE explosion.
Go back to that real quick. What does electricity do? Does it do anything?
It's like it's chain lightning. Its element actually.
So if they detonate it.
So I think if a Storm detonated an electric primer, it would do kind of an AoE damage to it. I think.
But mine already does that. They stay electrocuted, and then if another monster comes near them, it jumps to them.
Yeah, and fire is just obviously straight damage over time. But the Interceptor, when whatever element it primes with, and then detonates it, it gets an aura around it that applies that element to enemies.
Well, it's to its melee attacks.
Well, yeah, but
that's usually what you
to its melee attacks.
But it does 90% not of all have to be something that you primed with.
Yeah, I know. That's the whole teamwork aspect of the thing. Is I could run nothing but primers on my character, and you could run nothing but detonators, and you can detonate all of my.
That'd be a cool thing to
I mean, that's what I like about. That's what I like about it is like because I literally when she's playing as her Colossus, I just try to freeze all the enemies in front of her because usually she's just standing up there smashing everything anyway. And her melee smash is literally a
detonator. So
my freezy is a primer. So I just.
Oh, I see now.
Yeah,
I have 2 detonators. That's why I can't combo with myself.
Yeah,
but I'm like full on spike damage.
Yeah,
like I want to see these.
Oh, and then the Ranger focuses on single target damage. So like when you get a combo, the ability that you hit with that activates the combo. So the detonator you hit with does 30% more damage when you get the combo effect.
Where's the thing that says it's
right there. See Glacial Spear? That's a detonator. That's a primer.
Then both of my things are primers?
Yes. Well, that one's nothing. Some of them are nothing.
Yeah, none of mine say that, so.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Like that one's a detonator. That one's a detonator. That one's a primer. That's a detonator.
What?
That's a primer.
Oh,
you could probably. Can y'all do melee to detonate?
Yeah, that's what the Colossus does.
Well, I know the Colossus does. I just
the Storm's melee is also a detonator.
I just don't know what the Storm's melee is. Yeah.
Well, you're an idiot if you're using it.
He basically goes.
Lilith from Borderlands 1.
I use it if things get too close to me because I can freeze and then detonate.
Because I don't know if all melees do, but the Storms is a pretty strong knockdown.
Yeah, it is. That's actually one of the ways I get away from things. Oh yeah, the Ranger, he focuses on single target damage. His combos do more than 30% damage on the single target. So like Rangers are good for like boss DPS.
So I wonder what it means.
You hit him with the combos. His combos do more damage.
What does it mean with the storm if it chains a combo? It means it combos more.
I'm pretty sure that the component that increases combo chain by 2.
I have gear that also says increases.
I'm pretty sure because if I prime in like a guy that's in the middle of 5 guys, it won't necessarily spread to all 5 of them, but you can increase how many people it will spread to through those gear things. So like it's not a true AoE. It will hit somebody and it'll only affect a number of them. So like if there's a big horde of like 50 enemies there, it's not going to freeze all of them. The initial primer, if you hit them with it and they're all in there, it will, but like the combo chain does not.
Okay, so that's first complaint, lack of any sort of instruction. On that second complaint, one of the main, besides the bugs and the no story, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's just
the in-game content I can't speak for. One of the other complaints is the loot, because I get they were going for, you need garbage loot, because if you don't have garbage loot, then the good loot doesn't mean anything.
Well, not just that, but you also can't break down for components. So if you've got a whole bunch of good shit, you don't want to break any of it down.
But their garbage loots were too garbage to the point that even good loot could be garbage loot. Because they had dead inscriptions. You could get inscriptions that would only affect that gear, and that gear wouldn't be able to do it. Like you could have a gun that said fire damage only on this gun.
You could have a sniper rifle that had a gear specific. Only this sniper rifle gets the thing from that, and only this 5% pistol damage.
Yeah,
it's like this sniper rifle does more pistol damage.
And in and of
they fixed that. Then
they did fix that. In and of itself, that wasn't a problem. But if you're getting like a rare and it's got like 3 dead inscriptions on it, like what the crap?
Yeah,
but they did fix that. But
they did.
And the same chain,
a little bit.
The difficulty of some things needs some balancing.
At this point, there's no point in doing so. One thing that,
because there's 3 strongholds.
I think they're talking about it. There's 3 strongholds, and they are wildly different difficulties,
and they all have the same
rewards. So like, there's no point in doing the harder. Like Heart of Rage stronghold when you can just run Tyrant Mines 50 times because it's easy.
There's not a high chance of getting Master or
no, not in the.
All 3 strongholds get the same thing.
Yeah, they're all the same drop chances and everything.
I think me and Jacob are both following the list of the Diablo guy.
Yeah, that guy. So Diablo did a fantastic job. Diablo 3 did a fantastic job changing the loot. And
because it was a game that started off as garbage.
There was a glitch that happened when they did one of the updates for Anthem where all the drop chances were just crazy high. Yeah. And so you were getting Masterworks all the time. And it was fantastic because it's like you have all these things, you have really high chances of getting something shitty. And it's like, I want to spend my time playing the game with something that I like, trying to get a better version of it. Yeah. And that's what Diablo did is... Like, and it's just like the guy said, they went from having complaints of I'm not getting any loot to having, I'm trying to get a better version of this loot. I can't find loot to I can't find a better version of this loot.
My issue with finding the better version of this loot is that the way you get rare blueprints, this in itself isn't the problem. The way you get rare blueprints is you have to already have the rare version of that, and then you have a challenge you have to do to get the blueprint. That in and of itself sounds kind of interesting. But then the challenge for the gear is like, do 8 missions with this equip. And the guns is kill 50 people with this gun. I was like, that's boring. I was expecting like, oh man, I have to like combo chain with some people to actually get the blueprint. And I was like, I had to do world events or just missions. So
you don't even have to use it. You just have to have it equipped.
I just quick play like 5 things and got it. And I was like, okay, can craft it now. I was like, that was...
And I'm okay with that. Like the whole... But... There's no point in doing... There's 3 difficulties above hard as Grandmaster 1, 2, and 3. And there's no point in doing 2 or 3 because the amount of difficulty that it is so much harder.
It doesn't scale with the loot rewards.
It's so much harder, and the rewards are not noticeable. Like, it's 10 times harder, and you get, like, the same loot as GM1. So the problem with the end game right now is that once you can run Grandmaster 1 difficulty, you just do Tyrant Mines because it's the easiest stronghold. It's the quickest bang for your buck. And the best way, I think, would just be to increase the drop rate on the things. Like, I'm not going to stop playing the game because I got something good. I'm gonna try to get the better thing. I want to play it with the things that I enjoy, because that's when the game's fun.
What game is it I'm
cough
thinking
Destiny
of?
Cough.
What game is it I'm thinking of where like you can do the same mission like 30 times, but there's still randomized elements, so you don't know which one you're gonna... What game am I thinking of? It's like right on the tip of my tongue. Anyways,
Diablo does that.
That's kind of what they need to do. Like Tyrant Mines is really straightforward, and it's cool and all, but I would love to have like...
procedurally generated strongholds.
Well, not even procedurally generated. Just have various things that require different builds, and if you don't know which one you're going into, sure, people complain like, I don't know what build I need. It's like, well, that's actually what makes it kind of fun. It's like you go in and
figure out what works.
Yeah, trying to find a build that can compensate. It's not the best at one thing, but compensates for all the things that could happen.
Or go in and try to be lucky.
Yeah, that's also a thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's one issue.
Well, see, I feel like you could have people that would be like, well, I don't have the right build. I'm a quit.
Well, regardless, there needs to be punishments for that period. Like people just queue dropping or whatever you want to call it. That needs to be something they have anyways, because that's going to happen in any game, no matter what. Like I've had people leave some things. Like I was doing a stronghold on hard, and when we died the first time, 2 of them just quit. I was like, it was on hard, man. Like, get good. I only died the one time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Okay, speaking of death, one of my biggest complaints about this game
is that Josh keeps dying underneath Titans.
Josh keeps dying underneath Titans, and I have to just like throw up my shield wall and just hope that he doesn't try to stomp me or something while I'm just standing there, because he's an interceptor, and he used his ultimate and just... As soon as he was done with his ultimate, he just died immediately. That's not what I'm complaining about.
Ran away.
There is no feedback in that game. You are alive or you are dead.
That's got to be an Xbox thing.
There's a little no shield
No,
thing.
I have no issue with that at all.
Like,
I know exactly where my health is and my armor is because my screen starts turning red. I know exactly where
I'm
at.
but so this is what happens. So like this is a good example.
He means force feedback.
Like Destiny. When I'm playing Destiny, you know, like I have a shield, and then like, you know, it's basically just one bar, but like once you get the shield down 3/4 of the way, then that's your health and whatever. So it doesn't matter. Once I get down and my shield's broken, it fucking flashes. It's like a big visible break. It's like psh, and it like vibrates, and it's like hey, you're almost dead. Whereas in Anthem, the very edges of the screen, not where you're trying to focus at all, are just slightly tinted red, and then suddenly you're just dead. Because most of the time, if something hits you hard enough to kill you, it's gonna fucking kill you. And so you gotta, especially like my storm, I get like overheated, and like I fall, like because something's hitting me with fire, and my shield's useless, and it's just like I need to know
the overheat
when I'm
one
getting, and there's no, and it's actually it's on purpose, because the game gives you that as a tip. You don't stagger when you're getting hit in your shield. So, like, as long as your shield's up and I get hit, I'm not, you know, nothing's happening. And I like that because it makes where I'm shooting a guy and I'm getting shot, I can still shoot the guy. It doesn't, like, stagger my aim or anything. But it's like, once my shield's gone, I'm dead. That's it.
Speaking
of
there's no overheating
feedback when you're getting hit.
Yeah,
Speaking of overheating, if you are flying and you're outside of the mission area, it comes up right over your fucking overheat, and you're like, I don't know if I can still fly or not, but I'm gonna try.
People say you can change the opacity of the HUD so you can see through it, but it's just like, just fucking move the thing.
That's a weird one.
Or just add a little timer at the bottom, says join team.
I see what you're
joining
saying.
in 25
I don't need
seconds.
one for I don't need a warning for my health. I feel like I've got enough, but I do see what you're saying. They do need one for a shield, though.
I haven't had the like health
issue. I'm so stacked shield to health that I don't notice, because if my shield's gone, I die anyways.
Yeah. I don't have a shield, so it's I'm either blocking or taking damage.
She's the Colossus.
I'm either blocking or taking damage. I don't have a shield.
They choose to use their shield or not, basically.
Yeah.
How does that work? Do you get something for not having a shield?
No. Instead of dodging,
they have more health.
or whatever, they have, when that button pulls out their shield and it works like a shield. It has the blue bar and it tails down and then comes back up.
But if I'm shooting, I don't have a shield. If I'm using my big ground pound melee, I don't have a shield.
That's what I was wondering when I was talking to him. Do you still get staggered when you're shooting people, or are you just so big that it doesn't happen?
No.
That's cool.
You just run in until you're dead. The Colossus is incredibly fun because you literally just run in there and smash.
See, I had that problem because like I was cornered, and I couldn't do anything, and I couldn't figure out where to go, and a Colossus just comes through the shield and just plows all of them out of the way. I was like, thanks, buddy.
You can do shield bashes with it. You hit your melee attack with the shield that, and you hit him.
I very much love the Colossus. I prefer the like melee style play anyway, and having this just gigantic like juggernaut of a creature or suit that I just pull up a shield and run through everything, or ground pound and just kill everything around me. It's just
barbarian. Shocker.
Yeah, right? And who would have thought I'd play the barbarian?
And it's just like little things, little flair. Like
you even don't have a shield. You're just
the
all
Colossus, health. When he lands, no matter what, does a little bit of AoE damage.
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's cool.
The act of like I'm not even doing my smash, my melee, because like if you're in the air and you hit the melee button, he will actually fall down and smash.
I tornado.
But the Colossus literally, if he lands next to things, they take a little bit of damage. And I noticed it first because when I was trying to land to pick up the resources, I'd break them when I landed next to him.
Also,
or you kill all the defenseless little animals when you land next to him.
Also,
or shit, I'm overheated now. Better crash into this group of enemies, stagger all of them just because I hit the fucking ground.
So if you're in a Colossus and you have your shield out, your melee is just a shield bash. Yeah. However, if your shield is out and you jump and then melee, your shield gets retracted and you do the ground slam again. Yeah. So it's like that was something that I didn't realize. I didn't have my shield until I was meleeing again and I was slamming into the ground. I was like, oh shit, that's why I'm almost dead. Oh, I see. But it's really cool because if you want to do like a ground slam but don't want to remove your shield and then do it, just jump and then slam into it. Yeah. And I enjoy the Colossus a lot.
I love my Storm. I love it just because I've always liked that play style. But just like the Colossus is just so much fun, and it almost feels like the shield, because the shield recharges pretty fast. And like me and Josh were fighting a Titan, and like the Titan has a big like AoE ring of fire thing that appears, and it was like when I was fighting that as my Storm, I could dodge it kind of, but like when I was the Colossus, I could literally just be shooting him. Thing comes after me, shield, block it, go back out, start shooting him. The second round comes around, my shield's recharged, shield, block it. Whereas the Storm just has to dodge it, or it just hits his shield. It doesn't feel like I'm actively trying, using it tactically to block damage.
Don't like that at all.
When the Colossus is overheating and he's falling, can you jump to break the fall?
No,
you can't.
You fall.
The interceptor, you can.
You fall.
Anyone can do that.
Okay, it's probably just the interceptor.
Okay, and now
if I'm overheating, I can do that, but I can jump and then I'll catch
I definitely
myself.
cannot do that.
So, and another thing I love,
I thought that might
it
be
just feels so great is
thing.
you can when you basically like on the Xbox you hit B to pull out your shield as the Colossus, and you just still move around. So if you jump up and start flying, he still has a shield out, so you can fly around and just plow through groups of enemies with the shield, just performing basically a big shield bash. And it's just so satisfying to be flying up in the air, pull out your shield while you're flying, and just like meteor the fuck out of some enemies.
Or I had a wyvern and it was flying near me and we were trying to kill it, so I was like, I'm gonna hit it. So I'm just chasing it around trying to hit it. Finally managed to like fall onto it, and then I dropped and started shooting.
Josh tries to do. She doesn't melee the wyverns, which is not advised because they explode.
Wyverns are great because you can't freeze them, so if you hit them with an ice attack, they just blow up. Instant kill.
Can't use ice.
Like if you shoot them with because the frost shards, how it just does the little needles, just pew 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 pew, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. Kills the shit out of a wyvern.
Real quick,
you just hit them like 3 of them, it does like 20 damage, and then they're dead.
I'll have to remember that. I think we should specify for the people, because we went straight into why people think this game sucks and why we think it doesn't. But for the people that have no idea about this game, when this game we first played the demo, because I didn't know anything about it. I know William was ranting and raving about it.
Has he played it yet?
I have no idea. No. But when I first started playing it, I found people were like, it's Destiny, but you can fly, and I expected the flying to be sort of a gimmick. Like, oh, hey, you can fly, big deal. And then the way they did it, like it's heat based. So if you manage to go under a waterfall, or if you're in water, or you fly, if it's raining, if you're raining, it blows you everywhere. If you fly straight down, it will cool you a little bit. But the fact that like there's some battles that happen at multiple elevations at the same time, and the flying isn't just a gimmick; it's a very important aspect of the game.
I kind of wish they could rework it a little bit I'm
sure it's not going to be perfect in release.
I don't like having when I'm trying to just in free play get from here to the other side of the map. I don't like having to stop every 15 seconds and land and wait a second and then jump off. Like I feel like
that's why you jump up and then fly down. You don't just keep flying.
But like when I'm going this way, if I put all my speed into going down, I'm not moving forward anymore. I'm moving down.
I'm 90% certain that the storm can't fly as long, and I think that's why we have that complaint.
That's
they don't.
very possible.
In my Colossus, I can fly longer than him, but that's also because I'll jump, I'll fly up, and then I'll start flying straight, and then I'll like slowly start like bringing myself down, but I don't just dive bomb. I slowly.
If I'm not dive bombing straight down, I do not recover.
We don't cool unless we're going straight down.
I think they can.
Well, see, mine doesn't gain heat. It stays the same if I'm like slowly going down.
Yeah, it goes down if you go straight down, but it stays the same.
Yeah,
I'll have to test that.
Storms are definitely different because as the interceptor, if I hover, my heat bar goes.
Well,
2 seconds.
I don't really have a shield unless I'm hovering.
Yeah, I know.
Because I get shot twice and I'm dead. Like the shield's gone the first shot.
It's a weird class, which is really annoying when you're in you're in a cave because your head is like this because you
just basically jump and hit the hover button as fast as possible. So you just go like.
There's a minimum hover height. You can't just hover above the ground, and so
I feel like they could easily distinguish between I'm in combat and I'm just. Flying.
That actually was my next thing.
Because I think I get annoyed when I'm just trying to go somewhere and I have to stop. But like I totally get it. There should absolutely be how long you can fly and everything during like when you're actively getting shot at.
I've never.
And I'm even okay with when I'm flying.
That's what
and just somebody shoots at me.
I've never had a problem.
It automatically starts at it. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. It's just annoying.
I know. I exactly know what he's talking about. We both play Storm, so I'm wondering if it's a Storm thing.
I actually really like just how varied all of the classes are.
They're very different.
Like one of the things with Destiny, and I mean, I know it's not the same game, is that
everybody makes the comparison.
Well, it's the same kind of genre, but like it's like the Titan, like its melee is its super is melee based, but it's like the Titan should be able to do melee more than the other two classes. And granted, if you have the insurmountable skull fort, as long as you kill something with your melee, it doesn't go away. But like I've been killed by fucking warlocks being high-fived in the face, and it's like it feels like the melee for the other classes is just as strong as the Titans in most regards, except for the shoulder bash, and that's its own beast.
The thing about this, and the Nova Warps thing where he hits you and then you blow up later.
Yeah, but like it always felt like everything had you're supposed to be able to do this, but your melee is just going to be just as strong as everyone else's, even though you're
Yeah, I think
it's because they have PvP.
Yeah, and
they have to balance each of them against each other.
I very much hope. Yeah. Anthem never has PvP, or if they do, it is a completely separate thing, and there is
down because Crackdown did that. Crackdown 3, they have a separate multiplayer game. Like you buy the game, you get both, but it's a separate app.
Because I very much like just how varied all of the classes are, and how like each class has something specific that it does, and it's like, well, if you need this kind of thing, you can't just expect to get it from anybody. It has to be one of those classes, and it's. I really like that because Destiny didn't do that. I mean, there are, sometimes you need to have a hunter that has tether, but like
the supers differentiate
them. But that's like that's more like
I like
weapons. I live my like best life when I have hand cannons. I play my hunter and my Titan the same way, weapon wise, always.
What defines a hand cannon?
It is called a hand cannon.
They're called hand cannons.
There's a hand cannon, and then there's a sidearm.
Oh yeah,
hand cannon is
they
just
have those in Anthem too.
But like,
I salvage them immediately.
But like, every class uses the same weapons, and I can play the exact same way on my hunter as I do with my Titan, weapon wise, and it doesn't feel any different. I mean, granted, I do different melee, and I can dodge in a hunter, and you can't do that in the Titan, but like I can use machine guns on a Colossus, but no one else can.
Yeah, the autocannon.
I can use autocannons. Nobody else can.
It's literally
another one they use too.
And it's really cool it's really cool to me that
it's shitty.
different classes use different weapons and can't use others.
Yeah, that's one of the only ones.
That's the only thing.
Is it?
The Colossus
but
can
even
use
so,
the autocannon.
It's because they're so big. They're the only ones big enough to carry
it is a very distinctive difference between that class and the other.
They're all made to be completely different from one. They all have different play styles. They all have different abilities. And then the Colossus.
What I would argue,
with
the
guns.
exception of maybe the Ranger, any other class using an autocannon would just get destroyed because it just won't work for the way with that.
Yeah.
Like me as the Storm using it, if I'm close enough that the autocannon is going to do a sufficient amount of damage, I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
And I feel like if you used it anyways, you'd be hovering and you'd just be going back the whole time.
Yeah, you'd be
far away.
getting thrusted back by. I love.
Shit, I can't fly anymore.
So one thing that is weird to me is you can make another character. And I know that's probably just so that you can make different decisions on the story.
Anthem?
Yes, you can.
You can make a new
I thought
character.
you couldn't, but I'm so glad you can.
And so so you can make different decisions on the story. Yeah. Maybe that's what
go
it
with a different faction.
What's weird is like the way that they've got this set up. Not only do they have the ever changing world that's literally built into the fucking lore of the world. And I love that.
I do find
they basically just wrote off. I can do anything I want to in this game because we literally have machines that modify creation itself.
I have a love-hate relationship with that because when they're first explaining it, I was like, wow, that is a convoluted
this
plot,
is the game of retcon. They can do whatever they want, and it all makes sense in the fucking universe because they have machines that run on the anthem of creation, creation itself. They can change whatever they want to. And I love that they've made these javelins so unique that in order to unlock different play styles, they can just make new javelins, like add a fifth class, add a sixth class, and then what I think that they could do is use the ability to make another character and still limit you to 4 javelins per character.
Yeah.
So like, if you pick these 4, because as this game goes on, they could have 10, 15 different types of javelin that are all distinct, and
that's gonna be hard to have that many that are not
and that many different like separate and distinctive play styles.
Yeah, exactly. well, I mean, you have they could do it though, like even if the javelins were just like mix matches, like this one's got some of the abilities of the Ranger and some of the Colossus.
That starts getting into
this one's a small, quick class, but he can also use an autocannon and a grenade launcher.
That starts getting into, well, then why would you ever play the old ones again when you can do the best of both worlds with this?
It's not a matter of playing the old ones. I mean, I don't even think it would be.
It doesn't even matter which class you play, anyways. You just have to make sure you bring the thunder.
I mean, look, you say that, but
you gotta have the right thunder.
But think character customization in a hero shooter. Like, how many characters are there? And it's not hard for them to make Overwatch. All those characters play differently. They all have different abilities.
That's true.
But they are
the thing that makes Overwatch horrible is that they're constantly changing them to try to make them
but that's
okay
because
with each other.
and that's a PvP game. They have to be balanced to fight each other.
But
this is literally just they have to be balanced to fight and do things. They can make characters that do
6 or 7, but
you say mix matching different javelins. No, Overwatch has different, like each thing is different, completely.
That was just a suggestion. I'm saying like if Overwatch can make 15, I don't even know how many.
But they only have 3 things they do with each character.
I mean,
so the javelins, you can already change your RB and your LB and your components.
What I could see you doing is having at higher levels different variations of the same javelin. Like the Interceptor could go more assassin-y or less assassin than something else. Anyways, there's definitely room for more, but I do like
legendary versions.
I don't want them to end up being so similar that people are.
Oh yeah, see that's. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it'd be hard.
I like how it is right now. I do not think they should ever like. Oh well, we're gonna have a javelin that's a combination of these two. No, never. That needs to stay separate. I think because then it's like it goes back to that whole, well, if you've got the best of both worlds, why would you ever go back?
It's not the best of both worlds, though.
It could be.
Yeah, it depends on how they do it.
It depends on how they do it.
In theory, if they do it right, it should be, to quote the Mighty Boosh, a combination of both worlds to equal something that's not quite as good as either.
And that also sucks.
It does, but that would be a trade-off for getting 2 different abilities. Is like jack of all trades, is the master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was not like it would be overpowered. Like, you could be a Colossus that just focuses mainly on melee, not just heavy weapons. Like, he's just
jack
a big
of all
old
trades,
Colossus.
but master of none is still better than a master of one.
Well, then, sure, if you want to put the whole phrase at the end of it.
We don't use that.
Nobody
says that.
Dude, there's all sorts of phrases in the English language that we don't use all of.
And they're actually wrong.
People only use the parts that
fit
go with what they're trying to say.
Okay, to switch the subject a little bit. Before we go down a rabbit hole of theory crafting, because that could go awful. I'm going through my notes to see what we got.
Y'all wanted to talk about the Minecraft server.
Well, not even that. I've still got more.
Anthem. Okay, I have something that I've been waiting to say. And it is really stupid, but at the same time, it really bugs me. And I get why they didn't do it, but it bugs me. When I'm burning and my shield goes away, I should stop burning because it does not make any sense for it to stay.
Because your shield is burning, but you're not. But if your shield goes away because of the burn and you're still burning, it's somehow magically transferred from your shield to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Gameplay-wise,
I get it.
I get it.
Well,
yes.
Actually, I would say gameplay-wise, it would be an interesting concept. Like,
yeah, but then
gameplay-wise, it doesn't make sense to me, though.
Because Colossus would be at a big disadvantage with burning.
But see, here's the in
the storm would be at a super
in
advantage.
universe.
Well, not really.
The fire does better.
Shield.
Fire abilities do better against armored targets.
Well,
you use fire to kill armored, so it makes sense. It makes sense to
Well,
all these things still apply to me because if I get covered in acid, it lowers my defense.
As a shield, if our shields are gone, we're dead anyways. So it doesn't even really matter.
What bothers me the most about that is it always leaves you almost dead.
Yeah.
Like
That's
I
weird.
got hit by the fire. My shield was full. My health was full. All my shield, all my health except for a little sliver.
yeah, but what were you fighting?
I mean the Titan.
The Titan.
Well, yeah. See, with the other fire stuff, it's not always that bad. But the Titan.
But that's not what I'm getting at. And then I had recovered from that. I hadn't found a health pickup. You get back like a third or a quarter or whatever it is. I was that far. Shield was full. Got hit by the same attack. All shield went away. Health went away to that little sliver. It stopped at the exact same place.
It's the elements can't kill you.
It's like either kill me or don't.
Well,
like don't leave me at the same place because it terrifies me because I'm like, oh shit, I'm still taking damage.
It's always
oh my god,
do that.
I'm not dead.
There's a lot of games that are like that.
If the elements cannot kill you, it will always stop you at the same spot. If you're like if it would have killed you, it'll stop you.
No, I think I think he's not you. Well, you, but in you. I think it's a good idea actually to have it where like if with the game so focused on the elemental damage thing, it would be interesting if it stops when your shield goes away.
And they could do that
because with the Colossus, they could pull out their shield, and if they're fire, they just put it back up.
Well, that's true, but I really think that lightning should make your shield go down faster too.
It should because it would drain.
It does. Okay, yeah.
Like
full on Borderlands.
Yeah, I mean it really is like using lightning. Actually, lightning and ice a little bit. Ice is not as strong as lightning against shields, but fire does worse against shields than normal. Lightning does better against shields. And it's funny because if you sit there and like say you have a full bar of shield and then I get you down to like you have a little sliver of shield. So lightning damage does 150% to shields. But it overkills. So if I shoot you to where your shield's almost gone and then use my lightning ability, it still does 150%. It doesn't just get rid of the shield. So like it's actually better to use like a weak thing to get your shield almost down and then hit you to break your shield.
See, I don't like that.
It overflows.
That is odd.
The rest of
the without PvP, I'm thinking,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, without PvP, it's not a huge issue to exploit.
I don't want
adding PvP.
I don't want deathmatch, but I want capture the flag in Anthem because that would just be a cool
I don't
game
want
mode.
Anthem PvP.
I don't want there to be PvP.
I don't want it to change anything, but
I
capture
don't
the
want there to
flag.
be
You
anything
wouldn't
that could
have
be fun,
to
player versus player
balance them like that because capture the flag is completely different. It's not necessarily about the kills.
I mean,
you could have a Colossus guarding and an Interceptor running, and then the other people in the middle.
Because you sure as shit don't want a Colossus trying to run across the damn field.
Yeah.
They'd be overtaken by anything.
If an Interceptor sees a Colossus up there, he's like, fuck this, I'm out. No.
I think if they were to do stuff like that, they would need and the way they could do PvP
is it does this in PvE, it does this in
no,
PvP?
have like each javelin has a PvP version. So instead of getting into Colossus, you're in a what's something slightly a gargantuan. instead of a storm, you're in a bolt. And they've got their own PvP stuff.
Yeah.
Or there's just a PvP mode and it changes makes slight changes.
Doing it that way would be like right off the bat what your limitations are, what it plays like. And I think because I would never play PvP. I hope that wasn't important when I just knocked over.
It probably was.
That's my cup.
Here's his cup. He's looking for his cup. He found it.
Game modes would be fun. I think capture the flag would be really interesting with the flying mechanic. It might also suck.
I think it could suck. Well, see, I would think a capture the flag mode would be one of those where it's like no flying, no fly zone kind of thing.
Mechanics though, because the best thing would be is Josh is an interceptor flying around with the flag. She's the Colossus on the other team. She goes up and grabs him, and he just crashes because he can't fly carrying both of the weight. So he catches up to her and just grabs.
Yeah,
him,
maybe you can't fly with the flag.
I mean, that's already a thing.
Yeah, which is why I love those missions as the interceptor because I can get 6 while other people get 2.
Yeah, because the storm is just slowly hovering, just trying not to die.
Well, what I do
triple dodge.
What I do is I sprint. I do his long jump because if you just hold the jump button, you jump further, and then I teleport, do the dodge. Because you can do that.
I didn't even think about that.
Because you can do that a couple of times, and it covers some good ground.
I sprint, triple jump, then triple dodge.
Am I the only one that plays as a ranger still?
I work with a guy who stayed with the Ranger because no one stays with it, so he was like, I wanted to be the Ranger because no one else still uses it.
But the mobility of the Ranger is just incredible.
From what I've heard,
without becoming so squishy that you die immediately.
The Ranger becomes really useless in endgame.
Really?
He does not compare. The legendaries and masterwork items that he gets do not compare to the other.
Because I just got one for him, and it's all weapons do 20% more damage.
No. Masterworks.
What is the level cap right now?
I have no idea.
30.
I don't know if there is. Oh, okay. What was that?
I think the highest gear rating is 47.
I thought I thought it was the difficulties were 35, 30, 45, and
no, it's 30.
Really? They're all 30.
30 is the level cap.
Okay, there you go. Never mind.
It is.
I'll take a word for it. I don't know.
I don't know. I like the Ranger. I like all of it, but just because he's supposed to be focused on single target damage, his combo does more damage to a single target.
Yeah.
It does that. That's what he is. But none of the things that he really gets are useful.
Well, from what I've seen
at end game on the high.
What I've seen that he's I have components that are Ranger only that just massively increase gun damage, so he's way more gun over gear.
The jump from epic to masterwork rarity shit, ridiculous. You can get masterwork guns that are just plus 200% damage when hovering.
Jeez.
I don't know, we'll see.
Whereas they roll with plus 125% physical damage. I did a stronghold, and I got 6 rares from one
I haven't
chest.
done a stronghold yet, so
I don't even get them. I get rare embers from plants.
Yeah. I've gotten 1 rare ember and 2 rare items.
You just now started playing on hard though, didn't you?
No, I've been playing on hard.
You've been playing on hard longer than I have.
Oh, really?
I think we're the same level.
I was trying to get rares.
I don't even know what my difficulty level's set at right now.
Normal.
Yeah. Is it?
We were playing on
Dude, the
normal.
difference between easy and normal is big. Which I guess is good. It's for people that have a harder time playing.
Yeah, it's a BioWare. Their easy is always easy. Because it's literally story.
Yeah, it's basically not even easy mode, it's a story mode.
Yeah.
One other thing I was going to say. The voice actors in this game.
They're pretty good.
Louise. We got Kristen Shaw.
Her character so much.
Fucking Catherine Tate.
I know.
Yeah,
they did a
weird.
good job with the facial animations too.
I know, dude.
People
the moment you start playing this game, it just
people look good.
They do.
What's his name?
Owen.
Because
he's good.
I know Owen.
I
do
Owen.
love. He's got a weird name. I knew everyone's name at one point. It's the Bring the Thunder guy. Did he look cross-eyed to anyone else?
Yes.
Okay. Because like every time I look at him, like
the merchant that sells the armor stuff.
Oh, I don't remember.
Apropos.
Yes, absolutely.
Phineas.
He has like a lazy eye, and I don't know if that's intentional or not.
It could be.
Maybe.
I mean, representation.
It's a choice.
We'll get the lazy eye people.
It's so weird hearing Jack Kenneth.
Oh, right.
Amal.
Oh, yeah, and you have the guy that tells you all the rumors. You know,
the dude from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
Boyle.
Yeah.
After you told me, I went and talked to him. I'm like, oh my god, how did I not hear
What's his name?
I don't know.
Nielsen?
Something like that. I hate him, so I don't know his name.
I talk to him all the time. It's hilarious.
I talk to him, but I'm always so nice to everyone. And to this guy, I'm like, screw you. I don't like you.
I was really...
Madam Counselor. Really mean to is that her name?
There was an old... Yeah, that
Chronicler? Madam
so
Chronicler? Yeah.
Oh,
there was a really old man who was like talking about he was the only one that survived.
Jacob.
Oh, it got stuck on my foot. We killed it. We killed Andrea's mic.
Don't you judge me.
That guy, I was so mean to him, but I didn't expect the things I said to be the mean choices, and I basically just blamed him for the deaths of all those people because he kept all the water for himself.
It was his fault.
And I was like, I don't feel bad because on the one hand, it would have been all the people were dead, but on the other hand, you did purposefully let all of them die so that you could live. Is that selfish?
Have y'all finished the her little arc, the Milene's arc?
I have not.
Because I love at one point, like I tried to apologize, and she's like, "What? You call that an apology?" And she gives you a pamphlet on how to apologize.
I read both of them just in case. If I go back, if she asks me if I read them,
if you go back, she apologizes to you for giving them to you. You're actually getting the meme,
Madam Chronicler.
I love the fact that she's like, you need to learn to apologize, and she gives you a book on how to apologize, and you can actually read it. Just the stuff. I pick up everything. I've read none of it.
Yeah,
there's so much stuff.
I stopped picking up stuff because I read it when I pick it up, and it was just like it was killing my gameplay flow. I was like, I'm gonna leave this here because it stays. It's still there, and I'm gonna finish the things and get to the point where like I've. Don't feel like I'm wasting time. I could be leveling.
Well, can you not go back and read it after it's...
Absolutely. It says in the cortex, but picking it up and actually reading it now and having to remember that I already picked it up and which ones I read or not.
Well, there's a little plus sign on the ones you haven't read.
Oh, really?
I had the problem of...
I have not navigated through the pause menu at all.
I had the problem of...
I didn't know.
In the missions, I would get those little areas that you could get the information on, and I was just like, I'm in the middle of a mission. I can't read this, but I'd get it anyway and just keep going.
I didn't know you could change your quest that you're tracking. And
he was like level 15
time.
or something, and I told him that, and he opened it up and got the tutorial on how to use the menu because he made it that far without
never press
the
select. Forgot it existed, or whatever it is on Xbox.
Back.
I think it's technically. Yeah, it's not back. They changed it now on the Xbox One. I don't even remember.
It's 3 lines or other symbol.
The 3 lines is the menu button.
Yeah.
So you didn't press the menu button?
No, the menu button's the start thing.
Oh, okay.
Menu button is start. I don't remember what the other one's called. It's not share. It was something weird. I kind of want to look it up because it's something weird.
But yeah, I love this game so much.
It's
really got its issues, for sure.
I can't wait till they implement crossplay so that Brad can play with the rest of us.
Yeah.
I'm just... Even if I had cross saves, I would be fine.
Yeah, but would they make you buy it again? Yeah. Will they make you buy it again with crossplay anyways? Who knows?
It's published by EA. So
EA kind of screwed up a lot of the image that's happening is because of EA's forcing BioWare to make that demo that they were not ready to do yet.
Yeah. And so like people played, it had really bad reception because it was buggy and really the build that they used for the demo was already like a month old at that point. They had a month's worth of fixes and everything that they just couldn't they couldn't implement.
They shouldn't have done the prepaid demo first. They should have done stress tests first for everyone. Yeah. That way they could test their servers.
Even Fallout 76 did stress tests.
You have to do stress tests because you're just going to run into.
You have no idea how many people are actually going to play. You know, you can get your fucking sales numbers and base it on the pre-orders, but like you don't know. You can't know how many people. How many people are going to go out and buy the game on that day because they didn't know it was there, you know? Yeah. Pre-orders doesn't mean shit. People pre-order games all the time, but I don't even play all the pre-order games that I have on day one because I pre-ordered it 8 months ago. I don't remember.
But yeah, I guess that's all we have to say. That's all the notes I have. Oh, except for one story I was going to tell. I was doing this one mission. I can't remember which one it was. I think it's that one where you're getting where you have to fight the Titans at the end, where you're getting the scrolls for Matthias.
Yeah, the one I was just doing. Yeah. The Elysian Manuscript quest.
It was all four of us were storms.
Oh, gosh.
And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, we all kept dying, but it was okay, because the moment one of us died, we all three on top of each other, and there were 3 wind walls protecting everyone while we resurrected the other person. I was like, the weirdest gameplay I've ever seen, because, like, it was just... didn't flow like any combat should ever flow, but it still worked.
Is that your support skill?
Yeah, it's one of them.
The wind wall.
I've only found 2 for the interceptor.
There's only 2.
There's both
2.
Suck.
He has the storm has wind wall and quickening field, which is absolutely useless.
Agreed.
Like it increases it makes your gear recharge like I think is it 35 or 25% faster?
I'd like that.
No, it's useless.
We need more support.
You think it's useful, but like you have to stand in this bubble and just wait.
Yeah, and I do melee.
Yeah, that's one thing. I figured they have some sort of Healy something in this game, but there's no.
It doesn't last long enough to be useful.
Yeah.
Like my stuff recharges really fast,
but mine doesn't.
My stuff recharges really fast, and the additional stuff that I was standing in there, the bubble doesn't last long enough to even recharge anything that I have.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I would like it. I can either, maybe I should take the other one because it probably would be more useful, but I have one that gets rid of status effects from me and my team, and the other one I can mark people and you do slightly more damage.
35% more damage. That's not slightly.
No,
that's a lot.
It's really not.
That's a lot.
It lasts 2 seconds.
And it moves if you kill the enemy.
Yeah.
It moves on to another enemy. That's a lot more useful than clearing status effects.
Half the time it doesn't move. And
well, that means the other half of the time it does.
Well, yes, I suppose.
So that means
you were technically correct.
But it takes forever to recharge. And you can use it on big things, but it doesn't last that long. It's pretty useless.
You're supposed to use it right before you pop your ultimate, you just for 2 seconds.
I don't know. Anyways,
no, it would be gone by the time I actually got into my ultimate.
Well, that's
stance.
why I use my ultimate and I'm ready to cast it, and then you do it, and I'm just like, boom, 35% more damage. So you got to think. It's not for you, it's for everybody.
I forget it's even there.
Yeah,
the same for your little field that you can put down. So go screw yourself. Wind wall is definitely useful.
No, but storms are inherently selfish. I don't care about you.
But his point with the hastening thing is that even if you had it, wouldn't help. Because the bubble itself doesn't last long enough for the increased speed to matter.
Yeah, if it lasted for if it was a field of increased charge time, 25% faster for 30 seconds, you could stand in it and do some abilities, but it lasts 3 seconds. You stand in it, and you get
but I could do it twice.
Because it's like a 60-second timer on that one. It's ridiculous. The support skill.
You mean to get it back?
Yeah.
Well, but that one time I could use my skill twice. My thing on my cryo shuriken, I don't know what they're actually called. Yes, glaive, is 20. It takes forever to come back. Not as long as the stupid support thing, but no, man, if I had brought my other support skill when we were fighting that Titan, though, I could get rid of the burning at least a couple times. I should have thought about that.
Woo.
I also thought about bringing my, there's the components that make your armor go up significantly and your shield go up significantly.
Yeah.
So if you put both of those on,
I mean, I
actually have some survivability.
Yeah,
that is an option.
It gives you lots of options.
I do one that gives me plus 10% melee damage. So.
Just don't listen to the hate. Play the game. It's a lot of fun.
What are your what are your interceptor specific components?
The one is the melee damage, but I don't know about the other one.
I mean, I have a melee damage one.
Well, it's like 30%.
No, it's 10% for interceptor melee stuff. 5% is the normal one.
Do you have both of those? Can you equip them both?
I could.
Are you sure?
I mean, no.
Have you tried?
I know I have the other one, but I haven't tried putting them both on.
I think one of them's called the interceptor, and the other one's the universal.
Yeah, one literally says interceptor melee damage.
But I'm wondering,
and they're not unique, so I don't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wonder if they count as unique or not, so you could have them both on.
I don't.
Is that a thing?
It's a melee character. It would be stupid if they couldn't. Yeah, you can't put the same one on twice.
The melee, the 5% melee one does not give enough armor or shield to matter. Yeah. Like mine, I actually can. The more it levels up.
I put on mine. I put the thing that gives you 35% more damage.
I'm thinking
for
about
everything, and you take 35% more damage.
Is that how that works? I thought it was 35.
The storm. I was talking about the interceptor. It has one that makes you take more damage, but you do more.
Oh, because
the storm. I did the elemental
storm.
thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
30. I did it because like the gun still does a noticeably good amount of damage, but
because the storm is like what you
being able to freeze things and then do 35% more damage with my.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm talking about the one where it's like you take 35% less physical damage, but 35% more elemental damage.
Oh.
I'm thinking about putting that one on.
Maybe.
Because
like you don't really get hit by element shit.
Not enough. Well, as a storm, not enough because you're not really in the fray of things.
Yeah.
Except for the Titan.
But you get shot a lot.
Titan, you're gonna get killed regardless. Yes, you get. It's always the stupid elites that have that stupid machine gun.
I actually didn't die the whole time we were fighting that Titan. I don't know how I stayed alive. I kept running away at just the right time.
He was being targeted the entire time.
No, Jacob.
No, he was targeting me.
I was the one hiding.
I can dodge a lot further than Josh.
No,
Josh goes, and I go.
It's true.
Because I can dodge that giant fireball that chases after you.
Yeah, I can too.
I dodge into it because it doesn't know what to do.
Now, I died because I was standing underneath him when my ultimate. I only died once during the Titan, didn't I? Yeah, no, I was asking. I'm not sure. I died on the way there like a bunch of times.
Well, no, you died twice in the Titan.
Did I? Okay.
You died on the way there a bunch of times.
I know, which by myself, I didn't die at all on the way there. But then the I literally stopped trying and I just kept dying. If I don't move when I first restart, he just throws a fireball at me and then hits me again and I'm dead. And so it just kept restarting over and over.
If like the Cataclysm doesn't introduce some like fucking Shadow of the Colossus level gigantic ass monsters for us to fight, I'm going to be so disappointed because you literally have full range of motion. You can fly everywhere. And I can just imagine all of like 6 people teaming up to fight a fucking
would that be
like 10-story tall monster
shooting
its
they
weak
talk
points
about
and everything.
It's the Bring the Thunder guy. He tells that story about how the Shaper Relic put 3 Titans together or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean they already have
they can do it.
Close to like that.
See, maybe there is. We
haven't gone to the end game. Anthem of Creation could create a 70-story tall monster for us to
One
fight.
of the complaints about this game is like the strongholds, you're guaranteed a certain kind of drop. I can't remember what kind of
masterwork. You're guaranteed 1 masterwork.
No, it's of a specific type. Like it's a
like a component or a weapon.
And there's a recent update, and the legendary contracts, which we can't get yet, also guarantee a certain type of drop. But people complain that there's not enough legendary contracts, so like you can't just do that whenever you want, like you can on a stronghold.
You only get 1 of them a day. From each of them.
That's what I was saying. Is like that could totally be a legendary contract. Like and like an 8-player thing where it's like 2 teams of 4 have
because you can't do something like you fight some pretty big things in Destiny, but like it's just look straight up at him and shoot, just but I could imagine like Josh has to fly around and land on his shoulder and like melee the weak point at the back of his neck that then stuns him so that like his chest opens up and then like she's shooting missiles into his chest cavity while you're like going down there shooting his knees. Me and Jacob are
just hovering in circles around him.
We're just hovering around, just throwing wind walls at things. Just like
it makes me think of the monster in Final Fantasy 15, the mountain thing or whatever.
Yeah, the adamant toys.
That thing is huge.
This game has huge potential for like raids, I guess you would call them.
Yeah, I mean it'd be just a raid.
But that'd be great. I wonder if it would work too. Like you don't even necessarily sign up for a raid. Like you see things like raid is happening, and so you just join.
You're just
right
in
there.
Free play, and it's just like,
or not even in free play. Like you could be in the town.
Oh yeah, like the thing.
Like a raid's happening, click to join, and just.
I'm curious to see what the Cataclysm's going to be like, because those Titans at the beginning of the game were pretty big.
Yeah,
they were pretty large.
Yeah, we need to finish the story. I'm doing every single side mission though.
I know. Also, I keep getting distracted. I can't finish the story.
The contract wall you can get.
Yeah.
I'm like 100% positive that that's just a randomized mission, which I didn't realize at first. And the fact that I'm pretty sure that it's a randomized mission, but I'm not positive, is if it is a randomized mission, that's really well done because you just do things.
So that's another I'll say minor complaint that I've seen is people talking about the legendary, because it's just those are contracts.
Yeah.
You know, the contracts that you get from the 3 factions or whatever. But the legendary contracts are just basically reskinned versions of the world events that happen.
Oh yeah, I can see that being an issue.
And like I get it, you know. And honestly, here's the thing: is I've replayed a bunch of the missions a bunch of times just because like I would do quick play and I just randomly get stuck on the same mission every time, but I haven't got tired of it yet.
Yeah, it's quite.
Like when I played Destiny the first time and I did the first mission. The second time I had to do it from my second character was a fucking drag. I hate it. I did not want to do it again. And I like hate having to go back through the story because it's just like, but I think the gameplay of Anthem is so fun that it doesn't even matter what you're doing because you're still just, you're still just playing. It's still fun. And so it has a lot of things going for it. Play Anthem, it's good.
I was gonna say we might have talked about our Minecraft server, but this is already a long episode, so oh well. It's fun.
What mods do y'all have? We're gonna go to Minecraft real quick, just because I'm curious.
No. We're gonna stop this.
All right, we're gonna not go to.
So, yeah. As usual, if you want to contact us, nerdlykingdom@gmail. That is where not the thing I said last time where it was completely wrong. Nerdlykingdom@gmail. There's no .com in that. You don't email a .com?
At gmail.com?
But I said address? Sorry. Last time I said go to nerdlykingdom@gmail.com. I was like, that won't get you anywhere. Like you have to actually
go
email
to,
us.
yeah.
You have to actually email us.
Okay.
When I said no .com, I was like, don't like not in your URL. I mean, what would happen if you do that? What how does that work? Does it just say you want to email someone? Regardless, nerdlykingdom@gmail.com. That's where you can reach us. We all have our own individual. There's an Instagram too. We're on Twitter at @the_nerddom. We're on Instagram. I think we're Nerdly Kingdom. I don't know if we're Nerdly Kingdom or the Nerdly Kingdom. It's always an issue with us. One or the other. You'll find us. If
you type in Nerdly Kingdom, it'll show.
I think there's another one that's the other one, and they haven't posted anything. So we're the one that has posted stuff. But yeah, there's not a lot on that Instagram. It's normally William complaining about garbage, about movies. But
he does that a lot.
You guys feel free to post stuff. If you're playing some game, like, oh, this is cool, click. Because eventually I'm probably going to go, because we do have an arcade mode Instagram, but I don't want to spread out our social media if it's not big enough to be worthy of spreading it out.
It's not worth it yet.
That's it. Okay, bye. See you. Woo.
Bye.
This is always easier when Lori does our sign out. She's better at it than I am.